We're good.
With Western States only a few weeks away, I thought it'd be helpful to share my experience on how to spectate it, or rather how not to spectate it. I went to the 2019 Western States Endurance Run, and it was kind of a last minute thing, so I was unprepared, but also learned a lot on how to spectate it, how to view the whole event, and of course kind of how to film it more or less. So yeah, I figured it might be helpful to share that experience with you guys. I call Western States the Super Bowl of trail running. UTMB is the World Cup. And so therefore I thought there would be crowds like the Super Bowl. However, trail running is definitely a big part of my life, but for 90% of the population, it's non-existent. So though Western States was crowded for a trail running event, I wouldn't say it was crazy crowded or something you would plan for. 3 ways to spectate Western States. 1 is pick a runner and follow them all the way through the race, going to each aid station. 2 is follow a section of the pack as they go through. And 3, pick one aid station and see everybody come through, depending on how long you want to stay at that aid station. It is Friday at 10:40. We are headed to Squaw Valley, also known as Olympic Valley. We left from Oakland this morning. It's about a 4-hour drive from Oakland if you fly in there. It's about a 2-hour drive from Sacramento, and from Reno it looks like it's about an hour to an hour and 30. So just keeping that in mind, if you're coming to spectate, those are the airports you can fly into that are bigger airports and have a lot of flights. We are at Granite Flat Campground. It's about 10 minutes from Squaw Valley. And we are right on the road. Hopefully that's gonna die down. But we did not get a resort hotel stay right in the valley. So instead we just got a $22 campsite here. At least this year in 2019, there are reservable campsites, and then there are campsites that are first come, first serve. And we happened to get one pretty much just luck of the draw. So come early is all I can tell you. It is 3:30 right now. We're gonna head the 10 minutes back to Squaw Valley to catch the start of Western States 2019. It's about 37 degrees right now. Very chilly, but it's gonna warm up supposedly to, I believe, 86 degrees. So we're all hunkered down right now, but as the day progresses, it's gonna get warmer. So we've got lots of layers on. 2 things. Last night, it did get below freezing, so plan accordingly as far as that goes, what you're gonna camp with in that gear. Not all years are this cold, but this year it is, so just know it's possible. At the end of June, it can freeze. Number 2, pro tip. Yesterday when we were walking around, there were no porta potties at the start line. So go ahead and go to the bathroom wherever you are and hope that you don't have to go later. Just number 1, for the courtesy of the racers, and number 2, you might not have a chance to go. Especially if you're spectating, it'd be a shame to miss the start while you're in the bathroom. Alright guys, it's 4 a.m. and there's plenty of parking to be had. So we were worried there wasn't going to be enough. We're just fine. There's a whole parking lot full, or a whole parking lot empty. We have parked really close to the road just so that once the start happens, we can head straight from the start back to the car and then start making our way to Robinson Flat. It's about a 2.5-hour drive on the route that they have given us in the booklet. The drive goes through Auburn, so if you don't have to see the start, if you're not interested in the start of the race, it's probably a lot less hassle and just easier to chill in Auburn and then head to Robinson Flat. Plus you get a sleep in. That's always great. Next time we go to Western States, I don't think I'll go back to the start line. I've seen it, check that box. Next time, I'm going to sleep in and do a lot less driving.
Runners, lower numbers left, higher numbers right. Get ready to show your bracelet at the table.
Okay, so in the span of 2 minutes, this place has gotten completely crowded and the spectators have lined the start line and are headed up the hill. So we were here 30 minutes early prior to race start. 30 minutes, hardly anybody. 4 minutes till race start, everybody. We watched the start from on top of the hill. We hiked probably less than 0.25 miles, but it is up. So if you're not into that, don't do it. There's plenty of area down closer to the start. We just wanted to see the runners come all the way up. Camille Heron said it yesterday, her mindset is totally different from the Comrades ultramarathon to today. Trail running is just so much more chill. It was so funny showing up like 30 minutes early. I was thinking like, oh my gosh, we're not gonna be able to get a spot to spectate. There's like nobody here. Literally until 6 minutes to the start. It was hilarious. So that's just the difference in marathoning and ultra marathoning. Okay guys, we just finished our 2.5 hour drive up to Robinson Flat Aid Station. We have got the tracking station here and the aid station that away. The runners are gonna be coming by in a couple hours. We left immediately after the start. We maybe stayed there about 30 minutes and then drove up here. If you have a high clearance vehicle, something like a Subaru truck, you will be able to park, and you have to get here early enough, but you'll be able to park really close to the aid station and you can walk. If not, you'll park lower down, and from there you can take the shuttle up to this aid station.
Oh, we're live right now.
We're with the Team
SB.
Yeah, Team SB.
Mount Diablo.
We run Diablo, and we're here to support the guys. Root them on. We were lucky to do it. I did it in 2013 and 2014.
And I did it in 2015, but it was the Peachstone 70. I made it to mile 70. So it's the race. It's the same, basically the same day, but it's a 70 miler.
Awesome.
Anything else?
Beautiful weather today. I think we might see a record.
Maybe even a sub 14 today. That'd be amazing, huh? With this kind of weather, you don't know. So could be a really good day.
Where are y'all from?
From Concord, Clayton area, East Bay. Yeah, and so most of our running's on Mount Diablo.
Yeah. Happy to be here.
Right on.
Thank you.
Well, sponging goes way back. Yeah, we started. Yeah, it is. It takes some skill, but I think anyone could do it. But I mean, you really have to have the right technique. So, not too much, not too little. So.
Don't expect to go to every aid station on this course. Though it's only a 100-mile race, I think we ended up driving a couple 100 miles trying to get to all the aid stations. You have to go on twisty, long roads, over mountains and things like that. It just takes a long time, and often the runners can run faster to the aid station rather than you having to drive around. As you can see, the later you get here, the farther back you're gonna be from the aid station. So we got here right after the start. It was probably around 8 o'clock and we had no problem parking. Beyond that, couldn't tell you. Which is not helpful. I'd say probably like 10. Another thing to not do is pick 15 to 20 different runners you want to see. This year there's going to be a ton of elite runners out there, especially in the women's field. It's stacked. You've got to pick maybe 5, and all in the same level. It's a 100-mile race and they get spread out pretty quickly. And when they're spread out, that means that one might come through Forest Hill, but the next one is still coming through Michigan Bluff.
We are at Michigan Bluff. We just parked on the side of the road. And we are now going to catch the shuttle up to the aid station. Looks like the soonest Jim Walmsley would come in is about 12:30. Maybe we'll make it, maybe we won't. Something to note about the shuttle is that if the line for the shuttle is too long at Michigan Bluff, don't take the shuttle. You can just as easily and just as quickly walk to the aid station. But this is just in the case that there is a really long line at Michigan Bluff for the shuttle. Skip it. If you're spectating this event, definitely bring an umbrella and a chair. A lot of the runners come in at different times, and so you're stuck waiting around for a long while. It's currently 1 o'clock, 1:15, and we are warming up today. It's getting very warm outside. Sunscreen is required and a good hat. Today is not a particularly hot day for Western states. They've had highs in the hundreds, so today is not even close to that.
From Idaho, runner number 21. Good job, Brittany. Welcome to Michigan Bluff.
We are leaving Michigan Bluff at right around 5 o'clock. Headed towards the finish. We're gonna skip over Rucky Chucky and just catch everyone at the finish. The field's pretty spread out at this point. There's about 4 women really close together. And then of course Courtney is pretty far out in front.
Even though it was a pretty sparse showing at the start line, the finish really drew the crowds. Don't lollygag around to get to the finish, especially if you're trying to catch the elite runners. The last 30 miles is when they start duking it out, and so paces can drop pretty quick there. Get there early if you can, and get a spot in the bleachers as close to the finish as you can. The bleachers fill up really quickly, so if you want to see the finish, get there early. Pretty much once the first top 10 people have come in, the crowds disperse and you'll have the whole finish line to yourself.
It's a 45-minute drive. We're gonna park and get our spots so we can watch history being made.
And yeah, I made kind of Cal Streets and all those aid stations pretty tough, but things started rolling again.
I really hope that this can be helpful, if nothing else, to kind of give you a visual of some of the things out on the course. I hope to be there this year. If y'all have any recommendations or have been spectating for many years and have any suggestions, please comment them down below. If it was helpful, please like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'll see y'all around, and happy trails! Good luck to y'all at Western States!